opportunity in my life, and some of you know me, to work on a lot of energy projects and a lot of exciting things around the state of Kansas. The Deep Fission team knows that I have been really excited about this moment and this announcement and this community for a long time. This is truly one of the most exciting things to be announced in the state and in the country in a long time. And so it's great to be here and to be a part of it. And really this was dubbed as a groundbreaking, but in reality it's the beginning of a process that will unfold over the coming weeks and months. And that process will include tremendous public engagement and the opportunity for the entire public to have a meaningful voice in this process as you learn both today about Deep Fission's technology and then what Deep Fission has planned for Great Plains Industrial Park and what we hope to see accomplished there. And so the other thing I want to mention is that all labs have very strict rules regarding them, some at the local level, more at the state, and then in particular at the federal level. No energy type has more rules attached to it than nuclear. It is far and away the most stringent when it comes to building new energy types in the country. And so it's important to remember this as we celebrate this groundbreaking, because we are beginning the process of doing something incredibly exciting for the region, but at the same time it is subject to all of those very stringent laws that govern the way we do nuclear power in the United States that include public engagement. And so this is just the beginning of that process. And this community of Parsons and the region will be a part of that in the coming weeks and months ahead. And so with that, I want to turn to the very first and most important partner that we have in the area, Bob Woods, who is the head of the board of the Great Plains Industrial Park, because without the participation of Great Plains Industrial Park, and in fact, its existence as a site in the first place, Deep Fission would undoubtedly be somewhere else making this announcement today. So Bob, if you would like to come up and say a few words.
It's great to see so many people here today. I want to welcome you to Parsons, Labette County. You're going to get a chance to see the site at Great Plains Industrial Park, and we're excited for that. I told them I had about 4 pages of notes, but that's not true. First thing I wanted to do was introduce our board of directors, the people who have been working hard on this for a long time. If you guys would all stand real quick. Brian Williams, Ty Lewis, Monty Taylor, Gary Beechner, Jeff Bonablas, and Dan Peterson. You know, Monty, Gary, and I, and Ray is in the back. He's blending in. But several of us have been on this project for over 20 years, and you guys just wanted to introduce you, have a seat. We started negotiating with the Army for the transfer of the land in about 2005, and several faces in the room were there that day, and it's neat to get to this point. Mainly I want to welcome our guest of honor, Deep Fission. We call them our egg in our search for which comes first. Our staff, led by Brad Reams, where you at, Brad? In the back, have been searching for the answer to the chicken and egg debate for several weeks now, or years now. Which comes first, the tenant or the power? We have tenants that want to locate to our site, but we've had a challenge confirming the power demands that come with these developments. We have one of the largest mega sites developments in this part of the country with the constant challenge of providing utilities and infrastructure to complement the facility. Deep Fission has the technology and ability to help solve this roadblock and allows us to complete negotiations with those companies that will use the power generated by this process. Their investment in Labette County will be huge, and the jobs created by this process will be a needed shot in the arm. However, the real win will be the companies that are willing to come to Great Plains because of this power generation. That's why I refer to them as the egg. It's the beginning of our process to redirect the future of Labette County and the entire Southeast Kansas region. Thanks again for being here today, and I'm excited to hear what everyone else has to say.
Our next speaker is the CEO and founder of Deep Fission, Liz Muller.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here and to have the opportunity to welcome all of you to our groundbreaking. As you heard, this is really the first, a very small step towards many things that we hope will follow. But crawl to walk to run, right? It's a process that we want to go through in partnership with you all. I've committed to significant public engagement. We will be having public meetings. We want to answer all of your questions. So we will take the time to do that, and it's a commitment we are prepared to make. We're really excited to be here in Kansas. I was talking to a few people earlier. I didn't expect our first site to be here, but you all snuck up on me. And we've been so pleased by the vision that you have for advanced energy, for innovation, for bringing jobs and great people to the community. And we're thrilled to be able to be part of your vision that we hope we can work on together in partnership with you. This is our first project, so we are going to be learning here as we are together with all of you, and we hope that we can make it a very, very great project together. This groundbreaking is the kickoff, and we're excited to bring you all to the site in a few minutes and to share that with you all. The Department of Energy is offering this pilot program as a means to show that nuclear can be built very safely and in a time frame that is meaningful for economic development, for AI data centers, for national security purposes. For so long, nuclear has had a hard time because it takes 15 years to build and many tens of billions of dollars in order to do that. What Deep Fission is doing, and I'll go into our technology a little bit, please forgive me, but happy to answer more questions later, is we're taking that big nuclear technology, so pressurized water reactors. Nuclear power is the safest source of electricity that we have today, and yet it's big, it's hard to build, it takes many years. Why is that? Why does nuclear power take so long to build, and why does it cost so much? Well, it's not the core. The core of a nuclear reactor is actually very simple. And I was talking about this last night, and Chloe said I should bring this back and share it with the group. That if I use nothing but nuclear power to power my entire life, all my cars, all my electricity, everything that I did in my life, the fuel that it would take me would fit in this soda can. So nuclear power is an incredibly dense type of energy. Now, that also means that the nuclear waste would fit in this soda can. So it's not a large volume, but it is a challenging, how do you get the power out of this? And for above ground reactors, it requires significant amount of construction for containment to create the pressure so that you can get high quality steam for electricity, and then also for cooling systems. And those three things are fundamentally the reason why nuclear power is slow and expensive. Now what we've realized with Deep Fission is that by inverting that, by putting the nuclear reactor, the core of the reactor, a mile underground, you actually get those conditions without having to physically build them. We know how to drill. Many people are very, very good at drilling. We know how long it takes to drill a big hole. Instead of putting the reactor above ground where there's possible, could get into the environment, it could impact people, you put it a mile underground where you're surrounded by billions of tons of rock and a mile of water, a column of water a mile long. We think that this is the safest, the best possible place that you can put a nuclear reactor, and remarkably, it takes the vast majority of the cost out because you don't have to build it. You're working with the natural environment. We call our reactor gravity because it's a force of gravity. It's the gravity of the water that is creating the pressure that we need, and it's the surrounding rock that provides the containment that we need. I've already touched on community engagement, but this is going to be an opportunity to answer all of your technical questions. I love technical questions. I've been told not today. We're going to skip to the business stuff and the ceremonial, but there will be many opportunities in the future, and we really want to answer your technical questions. So I'll end by just saying thank you for welcoming us. I know that there are still many questions that we need to answer, but the welcome that we have felt and the openness to having this dialogue has been extraordinary. So thank you, and we're really excited to be here.
One of the reasons that Kansas was such a great location for a first-of-its-kind effort like this is because while there are other existing nuclear facilities around the country, Wolf Creek, which is our one nuclear facility here in the state of Kansas, which is only about an hour and a half from here, was one of the very last to be built as that fleet of energy was being built around 40 years ago. And so, as people say, the language of nuclear is still fairly common in the state of Kansas. And so our next guest and our next speaker is Stacy Hutchinson, the Assistant Dean of Research at the College of Engineering of Kansas State University. And it's exciting because I think you'll discover too, we have that language and that research still going on here in the state today.
Thank you, Doc. I'm going to keep this really short. When you speak, there are two bad times to speak. One is right before lunch, which we're after lunch, but the second is if you're an engineer and it's between you and visiting the new field site. But Josh is correct. We at Kansas State University were the first university in the country to stand up an ABET accredited nuclear engineering program. That was in the early 1960s. So we've been doing nuclear engineering research at Kansas State University for more than 60 years at this point. Over this time, we have graduated some great engineers that are actually part of the team at Deep Fission, so we congratulate them, and as this process moves forward. But we're incredibly excited to welcome them to the state of Kansas and that ability to build stronger partnerships. Today we have Dr. Walter McNeil and some of his students came down to celebrate. So again, this is a great opportunity for the state of Kansas and for the nuclear engineering program to push this technology forward and provide secure energy, not only in Kansas, but around the globe. So thank you and welcome, and let's go see.
And then finally, the other gem that we have in the state of Kansas is more than 20 community colleges and technical universities across the state. And what that allows us to do in Kansas is that we're very nimble when it comes to training the next workforce for whatever it may be. And our next guest, the host of today, Mark Watkins, the president of Lebec County Community College, probably 5 years ago did not say, you know, we need to design a program for people to be prepared to dig 6,000 feet holes and have nuclear reactors at the bottom. But the beauty of the community college model is that you can pivot to that pretty darn fast. And so, welcome and thank you.
Thank you. My name is Mark Watkins. I'm the president here at Lebec Community College. It's great to have you here. Thank you. I talked to Brad earlier and wanted to use the facility, the Cardinal Event Center, to host the gathering, and we're happy to do that as we do with any opportunity for our college and for our students here in the area. We work hard to interact with our business and industry leaders here in the area to provide graduates and students to help them with their skilled labor needs. And this is simply another opportunity for that as well. We enjoy working with Brad at Great Plains Industrial Park and been involved with many meetings in the past of potential business and industry coming here, and we're always happy to offer our services and education and training in whatever way we do it. No, we weren't planning on developing a curriculum program to dig a mile down the ground, that specifically, but we do have the infrastructure here to be able to pivot, as you say, whenever the market demands different changes, and because we want our students to be relevant and upgraded in their skills whenever possible. And two of the people here helped me do that. Actually, they're in charge of it. Wouldn't mind standing up. Dr. Jason Sharp is the Vice President of Academic Affairs, and with him is Ross Harper, who is the Dean of Career and Technical Education. So they'll be the ones who will be involved in helping provide whatever services we can as a community college, and working with all of you. So it's our pleasure to be here. I feel so fortunate to be here when such a decision was being made. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I appreciate it.
Just a couple other quick things. John Monroe, where is he? Right here with Catalyst, and I have the opportunity to work around the State House, and it's always, we work on projects around the state, but you always want your legislators who are so interested in these to get the opportunity to be out here. We want to thank Representative Lauren Bohai for being here. I think the chair of the House Utilities Committee, Leo Delperdang, wants to be here, so we need to confirm where in the universe he is, because we spoke to him last night. He was definitely planning on being here. And then also former lawmakers as well. Senator Molly Baumgartner was here. So want to thank them and their attention, because energy projects are so huge to the state, not only the direct investment that they bring, but also, as was mentioned, the chicken or the egg, what it means for future development. A few housekeeping issues. This is not where the pilot project is going to happen. It's going to happen at the industrial park. So we have buses somewhere outside. And Jim's telling me this way. So we will leave here, board the buses, go out to the project site. Liz will make some few comments and kick everything off there. And then everyone will return back. It's funny, as we were planning this, Brad and I, we said, well, what's the weather going to be like? And we said, well, the weather's going to be exactly the opposite of what we anticipated. And so we said, let's have it inside because it's going to be horrible. It's actually a lovely day. So we'll have a great time outdoors, and that's fun. You'll get back on the buses. You'll come back in here. You can see we've got some food and snacks set up, and then there's also some really cool merchandise and takeaways that you can get when you come back here. And so we'll be out of the project site for not very long, maybe 20 or 30 minutes, and then everybody can come back here, go find the buses on the way out, and I think that about covers it here. So thank you all. We look forward to seeing everybody and talking out there as well, and then coming back here afterward. Thanks.
Thanks for being here. We're going to wait just a minute while we get our cameras and everything set up. On behalf of Fission, I just want to say thank you so much for coming. All right, yes.
She organized it all.
Yes, special thank you to Chloe for putting this all together. Obviously, everyone from Great Plains Industrial Park. And like Liz mentioned before, to the people of Parsons for being so welcoming. Thank you so much for having us. I feel like that's a camera. Don't get me started.
There are beanies if anybody wants some. Raise your hand.
Why wouldn't you teach a werewolf to meditate? Because then it becomes a werewolf. All right, who's next? Yay, look at that.
All right, thank you so much. I just want to start by saying thank you to the Lubbock County band for joining us when we get back to the performance. And to everybody else who's been part of getting us all here and getting this set up. It was quite a team effort, so huge thank you. I want to briefly just explain what we're going to be seeing today. So I mentioned that today is the kickoff of a process that's going to take months in order to complete. This rig that you'll see out here when you step forward is the smallest rig. So we're going to have 3 different rigs out here at one different time, small, medium, and large. So this one is a rig that we will use just to take samples, shallow samples of the rock or the ground, in order to then build the pad that we will use for other mining. So we will bring out another drill later on in the next couple of months. That'll be the drill that we use to do a test hole, and then the large hole that we will use to put the test reactor down. So this is a multi-stage process that will take a period of months. And we will be working with you and answering questions all along the way. Nothing nuclear will be here until at the soonest next summer. And that is assuming that we go through a very in-depth process of getting approvals from the government at every stage. So with that, I think we are ready to go turn the rig on. Maybe I'll invite everyone to step forward and come see a little bit better.
county and don't read into those. It looks official.
All right, you guys, we're gonna let a couple of folks do a picture here with just a kind of ceremonial groundbreaking, and then afterwards we'd love to get a picture of everyone in front of the rig. So let's get a couple of these shots with Liz and the industrial park folks, and then we're gonna get everybody. We're gonna get a picture of you too. After these guys do it, we're all gonna face this way.
Absolutely.
Liz, are you guys gonna face this way, right?
They should be facing that.
You're welcome.
You're going to take a picture of them. They should be facing that.
They probably want their machine in it.
Over here.
There we go. We're supposed to do this again? Yeah, we're supposed to. There we go. Do it one more time? One more time? Yeah. Hey, we got him uncovered.
Yeah, we're going to do a group photo. I'm going to bring the ladder over here a little closer, and if everybody wants to stand around, you guys in the middle maybe? A real photographer wants to direct this, that'd be the better.
Way to get into a guy's shot.